Hey guys, welcome back to TechKnow, and today we're going to be looking at some smart home technology, specifically the Xiaomi Yeelight RGB Wi-Fi connected smart bulbs. Now, you may have noticed in my previous videos this lamp behind me, which is either white or changing colour or cycling through like it is now. Now, the lamp itself I got years ago, but the bulbs I got fairly recently, and these are the Xiaomi Wi-Fi connected Yeelight bulbs. These bulbs are great for a number of reasons, and I've got two of them in this room, so let's get into it. Firstly, as I mentioned already, you can connect these bulbs to your Wi-Fi, which means you can control them remotely from your phone. There is a dedicated Xiaomi app for this, where you can do all sorts of things with the colours and scenes and so on, but you can also use If This Then That, which allows you to do way more than the dedicated app can do. Using If This Then That really opens up the opportunity to do all sorts of crazy things with these. I've got on my home screen toggle buttons, sort of like digital light switches, to turn on the main room light, which is behind the camera, and the one on my desk. I've also set it up as a geo-fence of where this house is, so if I go out of that area it will automatically turn off my lights, so I don't really need to worry about forgetting them and spending a load of money on electricity, because they'll just turn off. Speaking of electricity usage, these are LED light bulbs as well, which means they use about 5 watts or so per hour, which is much less than your standard bulb that you would usually have in a light fitting. Using If This Then That, you can also set up things like time schedules. So say you were going on holiday, I know some people that like to set up their light bulbs and so on, so they turn on and off throughout the day or in the evening, so it looks like someone's home even if it isn't. That's something that's really easy to set up on If This Then That. So there's another benefit of getting these bulbs as well, if you like that little bit of security in your home. These things can get pretty bright, and they have a wide range of colours that you can choose from. There's also smart scenes as well, like sunset or sunrise or movie or date night. So you can mix it up a bit. You can have different colours going on, different fades for different moods. Really useful, and of course you can adjust the brightness up and down as well. Now, as great as these bulbs are, there are a few downsides to them, things that I've noticed whilst I've been using them over the last couple of months that may get a bit annoying for some people, but I'm happy with the workarounds just because of how cheap they are. First up is the If This Then That integration. Now, If This Then That is a limitless, technically, platform, but there are limits on what you can do with the recipes that you can create, which can provide issues if you're trying to get it to do something specific, but that isn't Yeelight's fault, that's on the If This Then That app. However, something that does seem to be on Xiaomi's side is the fact that it keeps disconnecting your account from your If This Then That recipes. So that means that after a couple of days or so of it being connected, you might have to open If This Then That and then log back into Xiaomi's servers for your bulbs to work properly over the internet. This can be rather annoying, especially if you have them set up on time schedules and things, and then it disconnects because it won't run anymore. So hopefully they can fix that soon. Something else that other people need to be wary of is the official Xiaomi Yeelight app can be a bit confusing to use. There aren't really any British instructions on it, so you're just guessing as to what you're doing. Grouping lights into the same group so you can use one switch for both, I found is almost impossible to actually get to work for some reason. Again, that's on Xiaomi developing the app, but you can use other apps for it, like If This Then That, as long as obviously they stay connected to Xiaomi servers. One other upside to these though is the fact that they are built into virtual assistants like Google, Siri, Alexa, so you can use things like a Google Home to control them with your voice. You can do things like, hey, turn off the desk.
Okay, turning off the desk.
Hey, change the desk to red.
Sure, changing the desk to red.
So, you can do commands like that. Hey, change the desk brightness to 10%.
There you go.
It can, add in a few steps that you may not have to do in real life if you had like a dimmer switch. But if you don't have a dimmer switch, and obviously you're not a trained electrician to fit one, then these bulbs allow you to do dimming either on your phone or with voice commands. Because of the Google Home integration, you can also name the bulbs. So obviously this one is the desk, I have the room light up there, and that allows you to control lights individually, or you can just say lights and it will do all of them, like hey, turn off my lights.
Okay, turning 2 lights off.
I have both my lights on 100% brightness at the moment. It lights up the whole room really well. I have it on brilliant white, but you can change the colour temperature of the white as well without having to use any colour controls. It's, like I say, a colour temperature control instead, which is great. Overall, I'd say these lights are definitely worth a purchase, especially at the price that I got them for, and they do sometimes drop down to this price, and even if they're not, they're still really good value compared to competitors such as Philips Hue, who charge about £30 for one light bulb. I got these for about £8.50 or so. Sadly, you do usually have to get them from somewhere like China or Japan, so you may be waiting about a month or so for them to arrive, but they are great, and I definitely say, especially if you can get them under £10, completely worth the money. Fill your house with them, and then you can control your whole house's lighting from your phone or using your voice, especially if you're really into your HomePod or Google Home speakers and you've got them around the place, or if you use Google Assistant and so on a lot on your phone and are happy with that level of control. Of course, you can turn them off using the switches on the wall as well, but that does disconnect the light from the Wi-Fi, so when you turn it back on at the switch, you need to wait a little bit for it to reconnect and reconfigure so you can use smart controls on it again. As always, links to purchase the Yeelight bulbs will be in the description below, just below my Patreon link. Please like this video if it's been helpful to you, and subscribe so you don't miss any more ones coming out. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.